Mr. Chair.
Okay, we need some funny moments, but there's another interjection from Congressman Akop. Sir, you are recognized.
I'll just follow up the question of the Honorable Abante.
Of course, I think that will be a funny moment. Go ahead.
Mayor Batawil.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. You're from Pangasinan, right? The mayor of Lingayen.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you know the mayor of Sual, Pangasinan?
Yes, Your Honor. He is a member of our chapter.
Is the rumor true?
Your Honor, like you as a former policeman, I base my statement on evidence.
And you do not have any evidence?
At the moment, personally, I do not have, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
With all due respect to Attorney Harry Roque, I always yield to your legal expertise. However, Attorney Roque, this is one of the occasions when my knowledge in law became gray. So I wish to ask once more for the record. With all due respect, kayo po ba ay abogado ng Lucky South 99?
Hindi po, wala po akong attorney-client relationship sa kahit sino na shareholder or officer ng Lucky Star.
From that
Lucky South.
answer of Attorney Roque, Mr. Chair, I wish to share to the committee the case of Eusebio Sison versus Attorney Lourdes Dumlao. This is AC number 11959, April 28, 2021. If I may quote, a lawyer-client relationship is established when lawyers consistently manifest to a person consulting them that they would provide legal representation or assistance, regardless of the close ties between the parties or the lack of written contract or the non-payment of legal fees. It is very clear, Mr. Chair, that from the definition of a lawyer-client relationship, kahit walang kontrata, kahit walang payment of legal fees, the moment the client starts seeking advice and the lawyer starts giving advice, a client-attorney relationship is created. Can we be enlightened on this, Mr. Chair, from Attorney Roque?
Attorney Roque, you are now recognized.
Mr. Chair, tama po yun. Ang problema, wala pong kahit anong konsulta na nangyari sa panig ko at sa kahit kanino sa panig po ng Lucky South. Kaya miski wala pong bayad, wala pong kontrata, wala rin po kaming komunikasyon. Dahil ang komunikasyon ko po, lahat po yan ay kay Cassie Ong lamang.
I understand, Mr. Chair, that the statement of Attorney Roque, he was never consulted by Lucky South 99. But he has been repeating a while ago that Cassandra Leong is the representative of Lucky South 99. Is it not that the consultations made by Representative Ong with Attorney Roque, the consultations as well that was made by Lucky South 99 with Attorney Roque, Mr. Chair?
Mr. Chair, gaya na aking sinabi po kanina, ang aking attorney-client relationship ay kay Cassandra Ong at kay Whirlwind dahil sila po ay umakto bilang ahente ng Lucky South pero hindi ko po naging kliyente ang Lucky South. Para po siguro malinaw, it is an instance where both Whirlwind and Lucky South will benefit kung magtutuloy ang negosyo ng Lucky South. Kasi kung wala naman po Lucky South, useless yung pinatayong premises ng Whirlwind. At kung wala naman ang Whirlwind, wala ring uupahan ang Lucky South. Pero pagdating po sa attorney-client relationship, dapat meron man lang komunikasyon sa panig ng abogado at ng kliyente whether or not there is a written agreement, whether or not there is bayad. Pero wala po talagang ganon dahil limited lang ako kay Cassie Ong.
Mr. Chair, I just wish to remind our resource speaker that I think there were 3 members of the committee who have been delving on this question, and repeatedly, Attorney Roque stated that he is lawyering for Cassandra Ong. Cassandra Ong is the representative of Lucky South 99. And it is really hard to conceive how he can separate himself from Lucky South 99 if his client is representing no less than Lucky South 99. Lucky South is not a natural person. It is a juridical person. The only way to talk with a lawyer is through a representative, and that is Cassandra Ong. If I may add, Mr. Chair, under Section 3 of Canon 3, lawyer-client relationship. A lawyer-client relationship, yes, Attorney Roque is correct, the highest fiduciary character. As a trust relation, it is essential that the engagement is founded on the confidence reposed by the client on the lawyer. Therefore, a lawyer-client relationship shall arise when the client consciously, voluntarily, and in good faith vests a lawyer with the client's confidence for the purpose of rendering legal services such as providing legal advice, representation, and the lawyer, whether expressly or impliedly, agrees to render such services. There are two elements, Mr. Chair. The first element is that the client solicits advice and service of the lawyer. And the second element, the lawyer renders service and advice to the client. I think in the given situation, both were fulfilled. There is Cassandra Ong, or there was Cassandra Ong, representing the juridical person, Lucky South 99, who solicited the advice, the service of Attorney Harry Roque. And Attorney Harry Roque physically accompanied Cassandra Ong to PAGCOR, a manifestation of his act of rendering service and advice to his client. I humbly submit, Mr. Chair, that I think there are sufficient legal provisions to establish that a lawyer-client relationship was indeed created with Lucky South 99. Mr. Chair.
You want to reply on that, former Secretary Roque?
Mr. Chair, I can only say that as a lawyer, I have a different opinion. I acknowledge that there is lawyer-client relationship between me and Cassie Ong as representative of Whirlwind, who in turn acted as agent for Lucky South. But that does not mean that Lucky South gave me their trust and confidence to represent me, and I would repeat it. Kung kukunin po nila ako to quash the raid on their property, I will readily accept it. Pero yun nga po, hindi nila gagawin yun. Dahil sa tingin nila, ang kritiko ng gobyerno, hindi magpapanalo ng kaso sa kanila, magpapalala pa. Yun lang po ang sitwasyon talaga.
Mr. Chair, earlier, Attorney Roque likewise stated that Whirlwind is the agent of Lucky South. Does our resource speaker confirm this, Mr. Chair?
Yes po.
And can agency be implied?
Well, it can be implied, but an agency, once delegated, cannot be further delegated. Yun po ang rule.
Can it be done verbally?
Well, agency is written or verbal. Pero ang sinasabi ko nga po, yung delegated authority to Cassie Ong cannot be delegated any further. Ang pwede lang po mag-delegate talaga ay yung principal.
And what, therefore, is your concrete basis why you reached the conclusion that Whirlwind is an agent of Lucky South 99?
Well, una-una, Mr. Chair, because that is how Whirlwind explained it to me. And under the circumstance na sila nagpapaupa ng property nila at may interest sila na magpatuloy ang negosyo ng Lucky South, nakita ko naman po kung ano interest din ng Whirlwind. Ang interest ng Whirlwind ay magpatuloy po ang negosyo nung nag-uupa sa kanila, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, I want to go to the basic. Agency is a contract where there are two parties involved, the agent and the principal. It is hard to conceive, Mr. Chair, that Attorney Roque will be relying on the representation only of Whirlwind. without an active participation of the other party who is supposed to be the principal, the Lucky South 99. And even assuming that indeed Whirlwind is an agent of Lucky South, I hope we are reminded as well by the principle that the act of the agent is the act of the principal, and the liability of the agent is the liability of the principal. Similar to attorney-client relationship, there is a fiduciary relationship that is existing between the principal and the client. So I wish to conclude, Mr. Chair, that Attorney Roque's representation did not cover only the Whirlwind, but extends even to Lucky South. Mr. Chair.
Okay. Thank you so much. Tama-tama yung time mo. Dahil I was about to... hindi pa ba? I was about to remind you that your time is up. So there is an extension.
Yes,
Another
Mr. Chair.
extension for you, Congresswoman Luistro. Go
Yes,
ahead.
Mr. Chair. I just wish to confirm from the committee, Mr. Chair, if the Bureau of Immigration, the DOLE, and the BIR complied already with our request for submission of records of foreign nationals who were issued working visa, employment certificate, and registration as income taxpayer. That is for BIR. May we hear from them, Mr. Chair?
Yes, BIR complied with all the documents. We have the documents here. I think we have sent it through the Viber group that we created, and at the same time, the immigration also, they have submitted the documents. Unfortunately, ang DOLE, hindi po sila nag-submit. And we did not invite the DOLE, particularly because we have mentioned and manifested in the last hearing that we are focusing on the criminal activities pertaining to the body of the motu proprio. But we will be asking also, but we ask the DOLE to submit all the documents. So, Comsec, can you again remind the DOLE to submit all the documents that being asked by Congresswoman Luistro?
And may I request, Mr. Chair, also our committee to check on the consistency of the records of these three agencies upon submission?
Yes, kina-check nyo ba yung accuracy? Okay, we will be asking the COMSEC to check the accuracy of all these documents. And as a matter of fact, all the documents are here at the back of of the chair. So if you wanted to see the documents and check it for yourself, you can do so. Go ahead, Congresswoman Luistro.
There's a letter here coming from Mayor Capil. May sinasabi po siya ditong sinisiraan daw siya ni Pyra Lucas, Toto Kausing. Allegedly, it is being alleged na mayroon siyang pag-aaring 5 milyon. Nakakatanggap siya ng 5 milyong piso buwan-buwan. Mayroon siyang mga luxurious cars and mansions, which he is denying through this letter. I became curious, Mr. Chair. And may I ask PAOK, kayo po ba ang tamang agency para mag-initiate ng lifestyle check to check on the veracity of the allegations contained on the letter of Mayor Capil?
Hindi po, ma'am. May DILG po na para tumingin po sa kaso niya.
Mr. Chair?
Yes,
may I know
Congresswoman Luistro.
if we have information whether the DILG has initiated already a lifestyle check on Mayor Capil in the face of the allegations contained in his own letter?
Siya na naman, General Karamat, you have to stay here. Sit down, please. So dalawang relief ang ginawa mo. Isa nung February 2 with Colonel Alejandro, and the other one is with Colonel Buyakaw. After all the successful operation, what I heard from Congressman Busita, parehong-pareho that nag-operate, naging successful, tapos nire-relieve. Pero, different chief PNP. Am I correct, General Karamat?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, sir. No, sir. I was not, to clarify the matter, sir, I was not the one who relieve Colonel Buyakaw. But in the case of Colonel Alejandro,
Wait. General, ikaw ang chief CIDG.
yes, sir.
So, it's command responsibility. Oh, ikaw pa rin nag-sign. But there are orders coming from the higher ups. Is that what you're trying to say?
That's correct, Your Honor.
So, during these two instances wherein the first na-relieve si Colonel Alejandro and Colonel Buyakaw, ikaw ang CID chief.
That's correct, Mr. Chairman, sir.
Yes, that's the reason why your answer is wrong when you say no. So, ibig sabihin, hindi ikaw ang pumirma, pero may utos sa taas. Ganun ba yan?
That's correct again, Your Honor.
Okay. So now, going back to the interpellation of Congressman Bosita, we are just wondering, dahil tung panahon ni Alejandro, February 2, 2023, ang Chief PNP dito ay si Acorda. Am I correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And during the relief of Colonel George Buyakaw, it was already Chief PNP Marbil.
Correct, Your Honor.
That's it. Correct. So now, and during these two incidents, you are the chief CIDG. Am I correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Ayan. O, so ikaw yung common denominator dito sa pag-relieve ng dalawang grupong ito. Ang tanong natin nga, kanina, tinatanong ko rin, why is it that after the successful operation, after a day, nirelieve natin si Colonel Alejandro at ito namang si Colonel George Buyakaw ay nirelieve din during your time. Why?
Thank you, Your Honor. Let me clarify my position, sir.
Go ahead.
In the case of Colonel Alejandro, the cause of his relief has no connection to the operation of Banban. Before the operation in Banban last February 2023, Colonel Alejandro was already informed of the impending reshuffle of all the regional, of some regional chief of the CIDG. So he was informed already before the raid in Bamban happened, sir. So it was a normal rotation of all my regional chiefs because as a commander then, newly assigned commander or director of CIDG, I have to put in place my commanders whom I have the trust and confidence, sir.
Okay.
So,
General Karamat, kailan ka po na-appoint bilang Chief CIDG?
January 1, 2023.
And when was the operation of no operation doon sa Bamban? That was
February 2023. And in
February
fact,
1, 2023.
yes, sir. And in fact,
Wait, General Karamat.
yes, sir.
So you were appointed as CIDG, na-assign ka, January 2023.
Yes, sir.
February 1, nagkaroon ng operation, and then February 2, na-relieve si Colonel Alejandro.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Si Alejandro, ang position niya during that time is
Regional Chief of CIDG Region 3, sir.
okay, Region 3. Am I correct to assume that during that operation, it was the Region 1 who augmented the operation?
That's a different operation, sir.
Kailan nag-augment ang Region 1 instead of Region 3? Kasi I have a report here that's telling us that the operation that was conducted, augmentation nanggaling sa Region 1, hindi sa Region 3.
That was the operation led by the PAOK and Colonel Buyakaw,
this is
sir.
during the time of General Acorda, am I correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Ba't hindi kinuha sa Region 3? ni Acorda?
That I cannot answer, sir. That's the wisdom of...
Is it a trust and confidence situation?
I think so, Your Honor.
And that's the reason why Region 1 ang pinadalang augmentation imbis na Region 3. Who handles Region 3?
Again, I cannot answer that. I don't want to speculate. I don't want to question the wisdom of the
Ikaw ang
chief in-
CIDG nun, ha? Ikaw CIDG, you should know.
To inform this committee, the operation in Bamban that was led by Colonel Buyakaw, I was on leave and I was not even informed of that operation. Even my command group was not informed.
So, hindi ka na-inform ng higher-ups doon sa operation ng Banban.
That's correct, Your Honor.
And the reason why is
I was on leave.
on leave.
Yes, sir. I was on leave abroad.
So, in other words, kaya nagkaroon ng augmentation ng Region 1?
Again, I cannot answer that.
Kasi alam mo, nagtatalo isip po dito bakit gagamitin ng Region 1 instead of Region 3? Precisely yun yung kanilang area of jurisdiction eh. And I think we need to ask the former PNP chief, General Acorda, to shed light on this. Because I will tell you, General Karamat, if you're going to relieve all these people, no, and assigning them to the different parts of this country, there is a pending case. So yung pending case ito, nandito sa korte, di ba? Asan yung kasong ito? Sa Bulacan? Paano sila makakabalik para to monitor the case that was filed against these perpetrators? Yeah. And assigning them, parang I think is not to the best interest of the organization. Unless there is a clandestine, effort to really put the case on the garbage. And as a matter of fact, General Karamat, yung kaso ngayon is under RFI. Di ba? Recommended for further investigation. Am I correct? General Karamat? Is this under RFI? All the cases that was initiated by Colonel Joshua Alejandro, the regional chief, siya pala ang regional chief ng CIDG. Siya pala. Si Joshua Alejandro, siya ang regional chief, hindi mo kilala? General Karamat?
Of course, I know him.
Oh, that's why
Your
I'm
Honor.
asking you a while ago. Sino ang regional director ng ng Region 3? Sabi mo, hindi mo alam.
I didn't say that, sir.
Ano sabi mo kanina?
Your Honor.
Ano sabi mo kanina?
It was Colonel Alejandro yung unang operation against the Pugo
Ito ang
in
tanong ko
Banbak
ulit,
operation.
General Karamat. Si Colonel Alejandro ang regional director ng Region 3. Siya ang nag-operate. Di ba?
Yes, Your
Siya ang
Honor.
nag-operate doon sa Hongsheng Gaming Technology sa Bamban. But the augmentation of the people that was used is under Region 1. Correct. And you were telling us a while ago, you were on leave.
The augmentation from Region 1 was a different operation conducted by Colonel Alejandro.
Hindi ang Banban? You're under oath.
The
Wait.
CIDG had conducted
Wait.
operation, sir.
Yes. Okay. So yung augmentation ng Region 1 ay hindi sa Banban?
Again, it was the operation led by Colonel Buyaka when there is an augmentation coming from Police Regional Office 1 and Cordillera, sir.
Okay. PAOK TF, you conducted this operation. Can you kindly confirm the statement made by General Karamat?
The first operation, sir, I think yung kay Colonel Alejandro, sir, it's a different one. And the second operation, same area to, sir, yung sa Banban po, Your Honor. And the second one, yung sa Sunyu 1, sir. Ito, sir, yung kay Colonel George Buyakaw. And that's true, sir. Ang ginamit pong augmentation doon are personnel or police personnel coming from Region 1 and Cordillera.
So in other words, kung yung kay Buyakaw, yun ang gumamit ng augmentation coming from the Region 1.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Same question, General Karamat. Why is it during your incumbency as the regional, chief of the CIDG, no? Bakit ang ginamit is region 1, not region 3? Do you know this? Or you're still on leave? Still on leave ka rito?
Again, sir, I was not informed of that operation, sir. That particular operation, sir.
Hindi mo ba napapansin ba't hindi ka na-involved sa operations? Why is that so?
It's only the former chief PNP that cannot answer that question, sir.
And that's the reason why we have to invite the former chief PNP to shed light on this. Because para ako may nakikita mga missing link dito I need to be given more information for us to find out the deeper problem arising to this relief of these successful operations. Hindi ko talaga makomprehend kung bakit yun nirelieve. Yung mga tao, pagkatapos, imbis na bigyan natin sila ng pabuya. Di ba? Kasi alam nyo, hindi ako police, pero I know for a fact that kapag napunta ka sa NCR, parang ano yan level up Pero putting your people outside, no, after the complete successful operation, that will put a doubt on that transfer. And again, hindi ako. Babalik ko na po kay Colonel Busita.
Chairman.
And maybe later on.
One quick question lang, Mr. Chairman, with regards to your query to...
Will the good Congressman Busita allow?
One quick lang.
Congressman Paduano. Chairman Paduano, you are recognized.
Thank you, Chairman. Anyway, as you mentioned, General Karamat, you were installed as a CIDG chief. That was January. Tama? January 1.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, tapos nag-leave ka because you're abroad, sabi mo.
No, my leave 2024 already, sir, yung lead ni Colonel Buyakaw, sir. And let me clarify, sir, para hindi tayo nagkakagulo dito,
Hindi,
sir.
magulo talaga kasi yung sagot mo kanina, you just leave because of that. You didn't know that operation because you're on leave. Di ba?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Oh, that was February.
No. That's
When?
a different operation, sir.
Hindi,
Dalawang operation tayo dito, sir.
Yung time ni Alejandro, no operation.
Okay, sir.
You're on leave or not?
No, sir.
Oh, so, alam mo.
Yes, sir. Because actually, sir,
yes or no lang muna.
I personally know the operation, sir.
Sandali
Because,
po. Yes or no lang muna.
Yes, sir.
Oh, do you know the operation of Colonel Alejandro?
Because
Correct?
I was the one who approved the said operation, sir.
Okay, you approve now.
Yes, sir.
How long is Colonel Alejandro as the RFU of?
Nadatnan ko na lang siya po, sir, sa RFU 3 when I was assigned as the Director of Criminal Investigation and Detection Group, sir.
Kaya nga that is why I'm asking you now. How
Yeah.
long did Colonel Alejandro stayed? Kasi sagot mo kanina, routinary, di ba? Di ba sagot mo kanina, routinary?
Yes, sir.
Oh, kasi ang sagot mo, routinary at saka trust and confidence.
Yes, sir.
Oh, now.
That's correct, sir.
Ang tanong ko nga, when was Colonel Alejandro assigned as Region 3 Chief? Kaya sagot mo kanina, routinary. Then, trust and confidence.
According to my staff, sir, he was assigned there as a regional chief of CIDG in Region 3 for 6 months, sir.
Oh, 6 months. Oh, kita mo. 6 months before his relief.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Oh, kita mo 6 months? Hindi, pwede yan. Kung talagang promotional, purposes, kasi full colonel na siya Di ba, kailangan niya kumuha ng, kung nasa linya sa, pwede kukunin yung entry, di ba? Now, but the question is just 6 months now. Okay, routinary, medyo malabo. Next is trust and confidence. Nakaupo ka, alam mo yung operation niya, successful ang operation niya. Is it not trust and confidence with regards to your trust
As
to
I-
Colonel Alejandro?
As I said before, sir, before the operation conducted by Colonel Alejandro, which was personally approved by me, he was informed already of the
Yeah.
impending reshuffle.
And alam ko yon.
Yes, sir.
Alam ko yon. But ang sinasabi mo is he was informed. But now, ang basis mo is routinary. Hindi pwede, 6 months. Second is trust and confidence. He was informed, but this operation is successful, and during routinary, sa special operation, question of trust and confidence, you don't have trust and confidence to a police colonel that has just operated successfully against Pogo?
As I said, there is no connection to the operation
Hindi
of
nga,
Pogo, why
Mr. Chairman,
Colonel Alejandro was relieved.
Of course, that is your excuse or your defense. But what, ako, Colonel, kahit siguro mga kasapi dito, members dito, and even the public now, monitoring us, may cloud of doubt. Pasensya na po, at the back of my mind is, it is not all about routinary and question of trust and confidence. Kasi routinary, malabo. Trust and confidence, magandang performance, successful yung operation. So, that's what you're telling us na na-inform. Pero kahit na-inform mo magaling palang bata to Di ba? Kaya, Mr. Chairman, yung doubt, personally, and I hope, yun din siguro yung mga nasiisip ng mga members dito, yun dapat, Mr. Chairman, ang dapat ayusin natin sa organisasyon ng pulis. Kasi laging bata-bata. It is not based on performance. Kasi yung trust and confidence yan is precisely bata-bata. Whether the organization or the officers in front of us will admit, but that is now the normal practice in the police organization. And we want to check it. Kaya ayusin natin yan. But of course, I respect what the defense of General Karamat. But sabi ko na nga, this is all about investigation in aid of legislation at yung puntong yun, nangyayari yan kahit saan. This is not only happening with the CIDG, this is happening all over the country. Yung question of trust and confidence na equals bata-bata. Kaya nga nililipat yung mga taga-probinsya papunta dito kasi yung mga boss nila dati is nakasign sa mga juicy at saka strategic position dito ngayon. Kahit kailangan pa namin doon sa probinsya kasi nga bata nang nakaupo. And again, Mr. Chairman, lastly, gusto ko lang ulitin, maybe in the committee report, maliban doon sa dito, sa Pogo, at saka doon sa mga previous investigation na ginawa natin, we should put that end. Doon sa committee report natin, dapat may legislative action that will be undertaken under this committee, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Before I yield back again kay Congressman Bosita, I will be recognizing you for a brief interjection. But may question lang kay General Karamat. General Karamat, last na baka makalimutan ko lang. General Karamat, kaprasa na lang, Chairman ako, pasensya ka na. General Karamat, may kilala ka bang JP Samson, yung may-ari ng West Cars, ng yung dinala kay Alice Go?
I cannot remember, sir. Hindi ko ma-recall kung may kilala kong JP Samson, but as far as I know, wala akong kakilala, sir.
General Karamat, you're under oath,
Yes, sir.
I'm telling you. I'll be showing you a picture of John Patrick Samson and you together. But pictures, hindi naman magsasabi yan na meron kang involvement. But what I'm trying to say is kilala mo.
That
I will send it to you, General
Yes,
Karamat.
sir. Yes,
Because
sir. I could answer that,
what we
sir.
wanted is to ferret out the truth. And
I
I
could
will
answer
try to
that.
give it to you for you to find out kung nare-recall mo yung si John Patrick Samson. Si John Patrick Samson is the owner of the West Cars that was used by Alice Go. Doon sa kanyang sa Pogo, doon sa kanya sa Banban. And that's the reason why I'm asking you, I'm just testing you kung kilala mo. Tapos sinasabi mo hindi mo siya ma-recall. But now, are you going to tell us that you can recall him already?
Not all, Mr. Chairman, sir. As a CIDG director, many were inviting you, but it does not mean na yung kasama ko doon sa picture kilala ko. We are just like politicians. Anybody can take a picture with us, sir.
General Karamat, we are not trying to tell you that You have involvement. Ang sinasabi lang namin kanina.
I didn't say that I was involved, sir.
Wait. I'm still talking, no?
Yes, sir.
Ang sinasabi lang, tinatanong ko lang, kung may kanina, tinatanong ko kung may kilala ka. Ang sabi ko, kaya nga pinakikita ko sa yung picture, ngayon nare-recall mo na siya.
Yes, sir.
O yan. O, di na-recall mo na, kilala mo na, that's it.
I just met him in one of the occasions, sir, but
Okay.
I do not know him personally, sir.
You don't know him personally?
Yes, sir.
Oh, this is one of the occasions that you have
Yes, sir.
be with him.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
Wala naman po kami sinasabing iba dito eh. Ang tinatanong ko lang kung may kilala kayong JP Samson.
Your question is kung kilala ko, sir. I cannot recall, sir. Dahil sa dami ng nakikilala
Kaya
ko,
nga,
sir.
and
Hindi
then I
cannot
answer
recall
back.
their name
General
already,
Karamat,
sir.
wait. Then I answer back. Then I said, pakikita ko para at least ma-recall mo. Okay? So picture, sasabi na na-encounter mo siya. And that's the reason why we will be inviting over also John Patrick Samson, yung pong owner ng West Car High-End, para malaman po natin yung mga sinasabi natin lahat dito. Congressman Barbers, you are now recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. With the indulgence of Congressman Busita, yung sa akin lamang po, Mr. Chairman, is a clarification kasi dun sa narration ni General Karamat, it seems that he has no knowledge in other operations that was conducted by the CIDG because orders were coming from his superiors. No, in fairness to General Karamat, Mr. Chair, marami yung movements dun sa kanila sa CIDG na apparently he has not been informed, he has not been advised, nor he has not been given the instructions. So tama yung punto kanina ni Chairman na siguro dapat para magkaroon ng mas malinaw na narration o kwento itong ating kasi ang pinupunto natin dito, Mr. Chair, is why were these CIDG personnel relieved after they had successfully raided an illegal pogo. So, ang sagot naman ho ni General, yung iba nga ho, hindi niya alam eh. Because, one, sabi niya he was out of the country. The others, he probably got orders from the higher-ups. I remember, in the last hearing that we had, it was General Bacayo, General Bakay, who actually gave the orders. Ano ba? So, I would like to ask the chair and the members of the committee, yun po kasing usapin doon sa CIDJ is just an adjacent issue, but the real issue, which is within the purview of the committee, is the illegal operations and other crimes committed by these illegal pogo operators. Siguro, Mr. Chair, with all due respect to you and to the other members of the committee, maybe we can refocus there. Anyway, nasagot na naman po ni General Karamat yung issue about transfers ng mga tao. That's all, Mr. Chair. And thank you, Congressman Busita.
Okay, Congressman Busita, now you have the floor.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, ang punto po kasi dito, kaya kung bakit seryoso tayo sa issue na to, itong operation sa against Hongsheng, mababasura na talaga ito, Mr. Chair. Kasi yung mga pulis, yung operatiba, wala na na-deploy na. Una pa lang salbo ng kaso for further investigation. Doon pa lang, malabo na. Pinagsisibak yung pulis natin, malabo na. Now, ang instruction po ng ating Pangulo, BBM, is banning of pogos, whether illegal or legal. So, ako po, galing sa PNP, pag ito ay hindi nabigyan ng attention, yung instruction po ni Pangulong BBM, parang lalambot Matatakot na yung mga pulis, yung mga operatiba. Paano pa sila magtatrabaho?
Andiyan si Colonel Attorney Tomas
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Balmonte. You can ask
Kaya
him.
with respect to Honorable Congressman Barbers, yes, totoo po. Pwede nating skip na itong issue. Pero, malaki pong epekto nito sa instruction ni PBBM. Banning of pogos. Kasi nga, bilang retired police, matagal ng practice yan, talagang pag mag-ooperate ka, makikita mo, ops, delikado yan. Atras yan. So, napakahalaga po nito. And in fairness to General Karamat, sir, sabi po ninyo, prior to operation on February 1, 2023, may nakaambang reassignment na si Colonel Alejandro. Ang tanong ko lamang po kay General Karamat, di po ba merong Senior Officers Placement Board, SOPB, sa PNP? Tama po ba?
We had independent officers placement board in every unit, sir. And I have my command group, sir. And the transfer.
Okay. General Karamat, sir. Sinasabi po ninyo na prior to said operation, talagang for transfer na si Colonel Alejandro. Ang tanong po, nabanggit mo na meron po kayong independent SOPB. So, na-process po ang transfer niya.
Yes, sir.
So, meron pong SOPB resolution. Tama po ba?
I presume because the order was issued. And as a director of the CIDG, it is my prerogative also to choose my men, sir.
Yes. General Karamat, sir. I agree with you. Powers and prerogatives. Pero siyempre, kung hindi naman i-observe yung SOPB, why not ibasura na lang yan? So, ang tanong ko po, meron po bang board resolution o wala? Kasi po, Mr. Chair, kung totoo po yung sinasabi na hindi pa nagkakandak ng operation, may nakaambang transfer na kay Colonel Alejandro, ang makakasuporta po dito, board resolution. And yung pong powers and prerogative ng commander na katulad nito, nagkandak na operation, may mga kinasuhan, alam natin na pwedeng i-hold ng commander yung transfer. If ever, na merong board resolution na. So, malaman lamang po, Mr. Chair, kung merong board resolution itong reassignment ni Colonel Alejandro, Mr. Chair.
Sir.
Ay, what? Board resolution? Can
Yes,
we
po.
ask General Karamat? General Karamat, meron pang board resolution po?
According to my former command group here, we have a board resolution, sir. And I just want to present a simple logic here, sir. Accusing me of whimsically.
Mr. Chair, General Karamat,
Yes, sir.
we're
Yes,
not
Congressman.
accusing you here. Be careful of your words. We're not accusing you here. We're asking questions, and that is our job. Remember that.
Noted po, Mr. Chairman, sir.
Why are you accusing me? Kasama kami rito eh.
Sorry for my words, sir. But
Kaya nga, you be careful of your words.
noted po, sir.
Thank you.
I just want to present
Wait, General
Yes, sir.
Karamat. That goes with us, me as well, the
Yes, sir.
chairman
Yes, sir.
and my co-chair. Actually, naunahan lang ako ni Chairman Akop. I was offended by your words.
I'm sorry, Your Honor,
I was
sir.
really offended.
Yes, sir.
Be careful. We're trying to ferret out the truth because there's an instruction from the President and the Speaker. And the Speaker told us to ferret the truth. And we are doing our job as well as you are. All of us, being a part of this government, we have to do our share. At kung wala kayo sa tama at ando kayo sa mali, pasensyahan po tayo. That is our task. Thank you. Congressman Pasita, you can continue.
So, yes, General Karamat, sir, hindi ka namin inaakusahan eh. Yung pong mga tinatanong namin, base na rin po sa sagot ninyo. Na ang sabi po ninyo, prior to operation, talagang subject for reassignment na si Colonel Alejandro. That's why, inaalam po natin kung ito ba ay mayroong board resolution. So, hindi po natin masagot. So, Mr. Chair, pwede po bang i-direct natin ang CIDG to submit resolution if ever na meron nga po, Mr. Chair.
Okay, General Karamat, can you ask the, sino bang na ngayon, si IDG?
General Leo Francisco, sir.
Si Leo Francisco, is he
Yes,
here? O yung attorney na lang ng abogado? The legal officer, we have invited him, Colonel Tomas Balmonte, are you here? Can you kindly sit down? Can you give us all the documents pertaining to the query of Congressman Busita?
Yes, Your Honors.
Your attorney,
Valmonte,
Almonte.
Your Honor.
ano po ang position niyo sa CIDG?
I am the Chief of the Legal Division of the CIDG, Your Honors.
Member po ba kayo ng SOPB?
No, Your Honors.
So, hindi po niya masasagot, Mr. Chair, yung gusto nating itanong sa kanya.
Hindi, ang ano lang natin siguro, with your indulgence, no? Kasi siya yung may hawak ng mga kaso eh. So we can possibly ask, kasi kanina you were asking about the case na baka ma-dismiss.
No, Mr. Chair. Ang tinatanong po natin yung board resolution para sa reassignment ni Colonel Alejandro.
Sa PICOD. PICOB.
Sa CIDG, Mr. Chair, kasi sila po ang nag-relieve eh.
Sige, go ahead. Ano?
We, Your Honors, if I may, we have here the Chief of the ARMD with regard to the issuance of the orders of the personnel.
Okay.
And we can request him to furnish this honorable committee of the necessary resolution.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. Nandiyan po ba yung chief ng ARMD, CIDG, Mr. Chair?
Yes, good afternoon po, Mr. Chair. I am the current Chief PRMD of CIDG, but the question here is the date of or the year of the assignment of Colonel Alejandro, Mr. Chair, sir, is 2023. I am the new Chief PRMD, and I was only assigned as Chief PRMD on May 8, 2024.
Yes, but Mr. Chair, ikaw po ang isa sa ranking officer sa CIDG, tama po ba? ARMD?
Yes, Mr. Chair, sir.
So, Mr. Chair, pwede po bang mag-submit kayo ng SOPB resolution ng CIDG pertaining to the reassignment of Colonel Alejandro?
Yes, Mr. Chair, sir. We will check the resolution at our office.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chair. General Bakay, sir. Nabanggit po ninyo kanina yung PICOD. Nandiyan po ba yung chief ng PICOD?
The former PICOD, Mr. Chair, who issued the memorandum that I signed is present, Mr. Chair. May we be allowed to call her?
Thank you,
Colonel Madeline
General.
Cacao, Mr. Chair.
Yes, Mr. Chair, thank you. General Bakay, thank you.
Last two questions, Congressman Busita.
Yes, Mr. Chair, for PICOD. Chief.
Good afternoon po, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Chief PICOD. Ano po ba ang participation ninyo sa SOPB ng NHQ? Kayo po ba ay member or secretary?
Secretariat po, sir. Head Secretariat, sir.
Okay. Di po ba ang SOP, bago ma-relieve ang senior officers, merong board resolution? Tama po ba?
For placement and promotion po, we conducted deliberations po sa SOPPB. Pero for positions lang po siya for entry positions for police colonel. And then for exclusive 2 and exclusive 3 positions and on upwards, sir. Pero kung ano lang po siya, pwede ko po bang ituloy na lang, i-advance ko ang...
Ganito, no?
Sige po.
In the interest of time. Ang tanong ko lamang po, yung po bang reassignment ni Colonel Boyacao, yung pinirmahan ni General Bakay na memorandum, yung po ba ay may resolution or wala?
Wala po, Mr.
Wala,
Chair.
Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, Mr. Chair, I respectfully move to invite Colonel Boyacao, Colonel Alejandro, Major Laraga, PSMS Almerol, PSSG Pabian, Police Corporal Boyoten, Police Corporal Manayan, Patrolman Borja, Patrolman Tuding, Police Major Salveron, and Police Major Bisco to attend in the next hearing. Mr.
Chair
Chair.
Bakay, are they not present today?
They are present, sir.
They are present today, Your Honor.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. Kung nandiyan po, invite na lang po next hearing dahil last question ko na. Pwede pa po ba?
Second round ka naman eh.
Thank you, General Acop, sir. My senior officer. May bonus pala ako. Nandiyan po ba si Colonel George Buyakaw?
Mr. Chair, may I answer? All the police officers mentioned are present except for Colonel Buyakaw, who is on leave, Mr. Chair.
Okay. By seniority, nandiyan po ba si Colonel Alejandro?
Nandiyan
Mr.
po.
Chair.
Nandiyan, sir. Excuse po.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Colonel Alejandro, bago po kayo na-assign as Regional Chief, CIDG 3, saan po kayo assign?
Magandang tanghali po sa ating chairman. Bago po ako na-reassign ng CIDG, I was the Force Commander of Regional Mobile Force Battalion of Piero Cordillera.
Okay. Pero prior to your assignment as Regional Chief CIDG 3, may assignment na po ba kayo dati sa CIDG?
Negative, sir. 2022 is the first assignment in CIDG, sir.
Okay. Colonel Alejandro, nadinig naman po ninyo na bago kayo ma-relieve, talagang subject for reassignment na kayo. And parang gustong sabihin ni General Karamat, based on your performance, kung i-rate po ba ninyo ang inyong sarili, yung performance po ninyo as Regional Chief, CIDG 3, ano po ba kayo? From 1 to 10?
Sir, based on the my performance, sir, I will rate myself maybe 8 or 7, sir. Because I was not the perfect commander as others do.
Anong ibig mong sabing number 8? Kung 10 kayo, sa ranking, number 8 ka lang? Or
maybe, sir.
Sa ranking, 1 to 10, kung irarank mo yung number 1 mo, ikaw ba yung best? Ikaw yung the best, number 1? Or, linawin natin.
Sir, sa middle lang, sir. Hindi naman ako ganun kagaling na official, sir. But hindi naman ako ganun kalawsi.
Okay. Mr. Chair, bago ka ma-relieve, alam naman natin yan eh. Nabalitaan mo na ba na ma-relieve ka o hindi?
Yes, sir. During the assumption of Major General Karamat, sir, he was already announced the rigodon ng mga senior officers ng CIDG, sir.
Yes, normal naman yun eh, pag may bagong commander eh. So, after the operation, then na-relieve ka the following day, ikaw ba ay na-floating o pinapili ng assignment?
No, sir. I was designated as the Chief of General Services of CIDG.
General Services, parang ano yun eh, Camp Commander, tama ba?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, nung na-relieve ka, anong nangyari dun sa mga personnel mo, mga subordinates mo?
Subsequently, sir, some of the officers are already relieved din, sir.
Bakit? Colonel Alejandro, tao niyo po ba si ano? Sinong other officers na tao po ninyo?
Sir, being a commander, sir, lahat ng nasasakupan ko sa RFU3, sir, tao ko.
Hindi. Sino yung officers or officer na na-relieve din, na nandito ngayon?
I was referring to Police Lieutenant Colonel Nick Poblete, sir.
Nandiyan ba siya, Mr. Chair?
Yes, sir. Present.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Pwede po ba, Mr. Chair, kay Colonel Poblete?
Sabi ni Chairman ako, 2 question lang, sumobra na. Okay. Ano ka na kasi? Time ka na kasi.
Okay. Okay. Actually, kanina ko pa ikat sana eh.
Pinagbigyan ka lang,
meron pa
sumobra
namang
ka naman.
mga succeeding hearings eh. So,
Sige.
okay lang sa akin, Mr. Chair.
Okay. So,
thank you very much
thank
po.
you so much. So, para
Okay po.
pupunta na po tayo
Thank
sa
you.
sunod. Hindi, ako may ano lang kay Colonel Alejandro. Colonel Alejandro, were you summoned sa mga hearings noong kaso doon sa Banban?
No, sir.
No? Hindi kayo umattend doon sa... And that's the reason why kaya recommended for further investigation. Wala, kasi according sa lack of probable cause, baka yung kaso yan, magpunta na lang sa bangketa yan.
No, sir.
You were not invited, and even all those people who were involved in the operation?
I was not invited, sir, because I was already
How about the other,
relieved.
Okay. Pero you were part of the operation, correct?
Yes, sir. Ako po yung commander ng operation na yun during that time.
So, hindi kayo naka-attend sa any kind of investigation?
No, sir.
Why? Attorney, Colonel Balmonte, bakit hindi sila, di ba sila part of the operation? And we filed cases against the Hongsheng Gaming Technology.
Yes, sir.
So bakit hindi kasama itong mga to? Dahil ba na-assign na sila sa iba't ibang parte ng Pilipinas?
No, sir. It is not that way. There are investigators assigned with regard to that specific case. And Police Lieutenant Colonel Poblete and Police Lieutenant Colonel Hosmilio are the ones assigned. And they are receiving subpoenas or notices from the court if ever they are needed during the hearing.
And these people are part of the witnesses, di ba?
Yes, Your Honors, investigators on case.
Ano na estado ng kaso sa Banban?
The case...
Sige, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor. The case for violation of Securities Act and in relation with cybercrime law were forwarded to the Regional Trial Court of Angeles City, branch 53, I think. And they are ongoing hearing, trial, Your Honors. The one that was RFI or referred for further investigation is the complaint for violation of Anti-Trafficking in Person Act. And then eventually, there was this amended resolution by the Office of the Provincial Prosecutor, including the resolution includes 383 Chinese nationals as accused. In fact, a warrant of arrest was issued against them, Your Honor. Your Honor.
Is this accurate, Paok TF? Can you kindly give us some information on the cases that were filed? Kasi I heard that...
I have, yes,
sige,
Your Honor.
Sige, go ahead.
Your Honor, I have no idea on the first raid that they did in Banban, sir. It is not our case, sir.
Ang case nyo, yung sa
yung sa amin
Yusheng,
lang, sir,
Yusheng.
yung pangalawa, sir.
Yes.
Yung sa Sunyuan, sir, yung pangalawang raid po, that is yung kaso na, sir, ni suspended Mayor Alice Go.
So ano nangyari sa Yusheng case?
Wala po akong idea.
What's the status of the Yusheng case?
The cases are pending trial with the Regional Trial Court of Angeles City, Your Honors.
Okay. Please bantayan po natin to kasi nakatutok po tayo lahat dito sa case na to. And even yung sa kaso kay Colonel George Buyakaw.
Yes, Your
And
Honor.
being the legal chief ng CIDG, you have a big responsibility.
Yes, Your Honors.
Tanda mo, Colonel Balmonte, we're watching.
Yes.
Okay? Sige. The next interpolator, before we proceed, the chair would like to acknowledge the presence of Congresswoman Marlene Agabas. And the next interpellator is Congressman Keith Flores. You are now recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, earlier while I was listening to Attorney Harry Roque, he was saying that he was never involved with Lucky South 99 other than to accompany Cassandra Leong to the PAGCOR. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I accompanied Cassandra as an officer of Whirlwind, as in pursuant to the documents that I submitted today before this committee, she signed as corporate secretary, sir.
And your participation was limited to that purpose lang, no? Yung negotiation as to the payment for the fees that were not paid. Tama po ba?
Yes, Your Honor, and 2 weeks later, they retained me to handle the ejectment case, specifically a motion to quash.
I mean, just in relation to PAGCOR lang?
Yes, Your Honor, that's it.
Okay,
yes,
now, 2 meetings ago kasi, Mr. Chair, I remember that Altenco, during questioning by Congressman Adjong, mentioned that he was of the impression that Attorney Roque wasn't just lawyering for Whirlwind, but was in fact lawyering for Lucky South 99. And this is contrary to what you said was a statement of Altenco. I wanted that to be clarified po sana.
He was wrong because at that time po that we met, and Attorney Jeza Fernandez can confirm this, on July 26, 2023, the official representative of Lucky South with PAGCOR was Mr. Dennis Cunanan.
Okay, now, Attorney Fernandez, you were with Altenco when you were meeting with Attorney Roque, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And do you remember 2 meetings ago that Altenco also mentioned that he was of the impression that Attorney Roque was lawyering for Lucky South 99 and not just Whirlwind. Is that also correct?
Yes, sir.
So he said that, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now
he just said that. He just said yes. Are you of the impression that he was lawyering for Lucky South?
Yeah.
He said yes.
Yes, correct. Now, you were also present. Was that also the same impression that you shared with Altenco?
I am not one to assume, sir, but the topic of the meeting that we had with him, sir, was really Lucky South 99.
And what was specifically the topic as far as Lucky South 99 is concerned?
It's about the arrears of Lucky South 99, which were not remitted to PAGCOR, allegedly because its authorized representative did not deposit said amount to PAGCOR's account.
Okay, now, you also heard Attorney Roque parang downplayed it kanina. Sabi niya, it wasn't for the renewal naman of the permits because the permits was still good for a few more years. That's what he said. But why would then he meet with you guys if it had nothing to do with the permits of Lucky South 99?
I think in addition to the topic of the non-payment of arrears of Lucky South 99, it was also that period when we already released the new guidelines for internet gaming licenses. So Lucky South, the Miss Cassandra Ong would like to reapply, expressed her intent to reapply under the new framework, and that she was informed that she has to comply with the requirements and to pay for the arrears before the application may be processed.
Okay, so it now crossed just from the payment of arrears to the new requirements of the IGL. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And was Attorney Roque participating in that discussion?
He, based on what I remember, nakikinig lang po siya doon.
Okay. Now, you also mentioned that there were several phone calls that were made by Attorney Roque to you.
Yes,
you confirm that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what was the nature of these conversations?
He was asking po kung meron pa pong lacking documents yung Lucky South po.
So it is for the new accreditation of Lucky South 99 as IGL?
Yeah, for the ongoing application po of Lucky South for an internet gaming license.
So it is contrary to the statement that it was just for the payment of the arrears?
I cannot answer that, sir, but matter of fact lang po, that the follow-ups po were made for the application of Lucky South 99 as an internet gaming license.
And no discussions were made as far as Whirlwind is concerned?
None po, because Whirlwind po does not have any relationship or any accreditation or any relationship or contractual relationship with PAGCOR po.
How about the phone calls that you received from Attorney Roque? Did it include in any way Whirlwind?
No po.
No. So it was all Lucky South 99?
Yes po.
Okay, how many calls were that, if you recall?
Around 5 to 6, sir, but I missed 2, sir.
Okay. Now, Attorney Roque, to be fair po, I'll give you time to explain din po.
Yes, the explanation po is because Kasiong is a service provider. Not only do they own the premises, but they provide services to Lucky South. It's a matter of record and documentation that the official representative as of July 26, 2023 was Dennis Cunanan, and therefore the document is proof itself. No, that on the time that we met, it was Dennis Cunanan. Now, in that meeting, nagsalita rin po si Chairman Altenco, and I'm sure si Attorney Fernandez will recall, sabi niya, hindi ko gusto yan Dennis Cunanan. Hindi talaga mabuting tao yan. I suggest palitan yan. At kaya po, napalitan si Dennis Cunanan. I do not know if Attorney Fernandez recalls that, no? And of course, by being a representative of a licensee to PAGCOR, hindi naman po requirement na ikaw ay maging shareholder, hindi rin requirement na ikaw ay maging officer, because Dennis Cunanan in fact was neither an officer or a shareholder. Ang kinakailangan lang po is a board resolution authorizing that person to represent that company to PAGCOR. So, consistent po yan sa sinasabi ko na Whirlwind provides services, and after that meeting, upon suggestion of Altenco, dahil hindi nga maganda daw reputasyon ni Dennis Cunanan, tinanggap nga niya yung representative na hindi naman po required na maging kabahagi ng korporasyon. Ulitin ko po ang service provider po importante sa mga POGO kasi hindi po yung mga nag-i-English. Wala, at saka nasa POGO hub po sila, hindi sila lumalabas po.
Thank you, sir. For a while, sali lang po. Kasi I also watched your interviews and your statement before the Senate. Parang what you said kasi was like, it was just purely Whirlwind. You were in no way connected with Lucky South 99. But you also heard Attorney Fernandez na sabi niya na from all intents and purposes, ang appearance that you were giving was that you were asking about the renewals, the requirements na nga for Lucky South 99. Now, how is that related to being just the lawyer for the service provider?
Madali po explain.
Sige po.
Kasi yung kliyente ko na Whirlwind acts as an agent for Lucky South. So it is an agency. Yung service provider po, in effect, is a contract of agency. Siyang gumagalaw para po sa Lucky South. So when I represented the Whirlwind, it is because I was representing an agent of Lucky South, but not Lucky South. But I state under oath, as a former member of this House, as an officer of the court, I have never had any dealings with any officer or stockholder of Lucky South. Kaya nga po, alam niyo naman ang attorney-lawyer relationship, it's the highest fiduciary relationship. Hindi ko po talaga po pwedeng akuin na kliyente ko siya, bagamat sana po kinuha ko dahil tingin ko makakwash ko yung raid sa kanilang premises. Yun po yung sinasabi ko sa Senado dahil mali po talaga yung mga ginawa doon sa raid na yon. Kung ako'y maniningil na 10% contingency on the basis of the value of the land, yayaman na po ako, no?
Yes,
pero ayaw po nila ako kunin. Siguro po kasi ang impression nila kapag may problema na gusto nilang kunin, isang abogado na malakas sa gobyerno at hindi po kritiko.
Okay po. But please understand din po na from what Attorney Fernandez is saying, I mean from someone who's listening lang po from what she was saying, is that it's no longer just as a lawyer for Cassandra Leong. Kasi you're now asking about the requirements for the renewal of the IGL. So parang it's no longer just a service provider. As a service provider siguro, you'd provide other things other than securing their renewal of their permits. Would that be fair to say na ang agent nga lang as service provider siya pa naglalakad for the renewal of the permits from PAGCOR?
Totoo po kasi nung panahon na yon na-revoke na yung appointment ni Dennis Cunanan as representative to PAGCOR. So it was already Cassandra Ong. After that meeting, that became the representative of Lucky South.
Of whom you represent?
I represented her because she's an employee, corporate secretary of Whirlwind.
Kaya nga po. So, siya nagiging representative ng Lucky South 99 at ikaw yung abogado niya. Tama po ba?
Well, abogado
From
po
your
ako.
explanation po, ngayon.
Well, yun po, dahil ang Whirlwind nga po ay ahente.
No. It was Cassandra Leong who was the agent of, you said, di ba? Sabi mo, pinalitan niya si Dennis Cunanan. Siya na ang naging representante ngayon ng Lucky South 99. At ikaw yung abogado niya. So, you are now lawyering for a representative of Lucky South 99.
I disagree po. Kasi po, ang Cassandra Ong was there as part of Whirlwind. So I was representing for Cassandra Ong of Whirlwind, acting as representative of Lucky South. That is a more accurate po. And pursuant to the laws of agency
Isn't that
po.
like stretching the definition na rin po?
Hindi naman po. Kasi
Okay.
kung ako po talaga yung nag-lawyer for Lucky South, ang tanong ko, wala pong masama doon. Pero ang punto, hindi po talaga ako
Sino po?
nag-lawyer.
Hindi lawyer for Lucky South 99. I'm just saying, na as you said, Cassandra Leong replaced Dennis Cunanan as the agent of Lucky South 99. And you are the counsel for the representative of Lucky South 99. Yun lang po. I'm not saying na directly to Lucky South 99, but of the agent of Lucky South 99.
I was representing Cassie Ong of Whirlwind. That is correct po. And I confirm that.
Secretary Roque, I think
yes, ma'am.
you were read the rules a while ago.
Yes,
Please follow the rules. Address the chairman.
My apologies. My apologies po. It's just that it was an animated discussion and a friendly discussion. After all, he is also from a province of my relative who is now governor.
Yes, sir. Yun lang ba? I was just confused. Para I wanted it to be clear lang. Kasi I think Altenco should be here para at least man lang to clarify din yung statement niya. Kasi doon nga ako nalito eh. Kasi when he appeared 2 meetings ago, he categorically said kasi na he was of the impression that you were lawyering for Lucky South 99. And contrary to what you were saying also, Mr. Chair, that he never mentioned or he denied that you were lawyering for Lucky South 99 po.
Mr. Chair, I guess my answers is based on actual rules of legal ethics on when there is engagement. There could be an engagement between attorney and client as simple as giving legal advice. But there is an actual legal engagement when there's actually a contract between a client and attorney. So yun po yung talagang status sa legal ethics. Minsan, Mr. Chairman, yung mga nagtatanong sa radyo, yan po yung mga issue. Kasi pagbibigay pa lang ng legal advice, may attorney-client relationship na. Pero para magkaroon po ng engagement, dapat talaga merong kasunduan. Bakit naman po ako magre-represent, Mr. Chairman, ng isang kumpanya hindi magbabayad sa akin? Abay, mayaman pa. Pogo pa.
Okay,
sisingilin ko po yan, Mr. Chairman. Wala naman po akong nakita.
Okay.
Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Now, last, Mr. Chair, just to be clear lang, para idugtong ko lang. You're saying that you are representing Cassandra Leong as a representative of Whirlwind. But at the same time, you also said that Cassandra Leong replaced Dennis Cunanan as a representative of Lucky South 99 in relation to the application of Lucky South 99 to with PAGCOR in the renewal of their permits. And that was confirmed by Attorney Fernandez that you made several calls to her in relation to also the requirements for the renewal of the permits for Lucky South 99. Para clear lang po, no? So it's not you directly to Lucky South 99, but you with Cassandra Leong. But on the issue lang na medyo Cassandra Leong was acting for both Whirlwind and Lucky South 99. Tama po ba?
Well, ewan ko po kung tama na for both kasi siya po talaga ang naging representative as Whirlwind. Pero naalala ko po kung bakit ako tumawag. Kasi ang sabi po niya, hindi nga raw makontak si Attorney Jessa. And even me, when I called twice, hindi po ako nasagot. So nakiusap lang po siya na baka naman pag kayo po tumawag, malaman ko kung ano pa yung kulang namin. And that is why I complied naman with the request of Cassie Ong dahil sabi naman talaga ni Attorney Fernandez, mahirap talaga siya makontak. And nakontak ko naman po siya at least 3 times. No? Isa by text. Yun nga pong hiningi ko lang yung ano yung lacking documentary requirements. Nasa akin pa po yung sagot niya, isa-isa niya. Tapos pangalawa, tawag, sinabi ko lang na meron ng abogadong magre-represent sa Lucky South para dun sa MTTP. Kasi yan po yung bagong requirement na wala talaga nakakaintindi. Pero hindi po ako ang gumawa nun. Ibang abogado po yung gumawa nun. At pangatlo, tinanong ko lang kung ano yung status at dun nga po sinabi na on the basis of media reports and on the basis of the investigation banban, they're not inclined to approve. At sinabihan ko naman po si Cassie na, huy, ipasarado mo yung pogo na yan, dahil illegal na yan kapag mag-operate. At sumunod naman po sila. Maraming salamat, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. To Yusek Cruz, sir. The persons that you picked up sa Benguet, Attorney Roque said that he was not involved with Pogo. Would you confirm that, sir? Can you confirm that he was not in any way related to any Pogo activities ba?
Are you referring to the person
The Chinese
that was
guy
arrested?
who claimed to be Cambodian ba? Or something?
Yes, sir. Under investigation pa rin, sir, yung involvement niya rin sa Porac, Pogo, sir.
But is it true that he's parang sa IT siya? Involved siya sa IT?
Yes, sir. Just to give you a background, sir, of Sun Liming. This Sun Liming, sir, is his Chinese name, sir. Ito yung totoo niyang identity. Last September 15, sir, 2023, yung mga assets niya po was froze by the Chinese government dahil, sir, dun sa liming.com. Ito, sir, yung platform na ginagamit niya para makapanloko. And nakapanloko po siya amounting to 64 million yuan. And eventually, they discovered it na mas malaki pa pala yung naloko niya, amounting to 7 billion yuan. Ang mga niloko nito, sir, are mostly Chinese people. And kung isipin natin, sir, yung 7 billion yuans na yun, it's close to 56 billion pesos, sir. So, Mr. Sun and his cohorts dupe yung victims nila in believing into that their company, sir, ay isang multiple contracts, nakakuha ng multiple contracts from the Chinese government. Pinalabas nila, sir, na marami silang contracts from the Chinese government. And yun po, sir, yung modus operandi nila in their scam.
Is there truth to the rumors that siya din yung IT person in charge sa yung mga scam farms?
Yun po, sir, kasi yung background niya, sir. He is considered to be a genius pagdating, sir, sa paggawa, sir, ng mga apps ng mga scamming hubs.
So wala pang results na investigation ninyo?
Iniimbestigahan pa po natin in coordination, sir, with the Chinese Embassy.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Attorney Roque. Thank you, Attorney Fernandez.
Thank you, Your
Thank you,
Honor.
Pong.
Before we proceed further, may the Chair acknowledge the presence of our Deputy Majority Leader, the Honorable Janet Garin, the 1st District, Iloilo. Congressman Paduano is not here. Congressman Bong Teves is not here. The Honorable Adjong is now recognized for your interpellation.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. Before I go on with my question, gusto ko lang pong klaruhin kay Attorney Fernandez, Attorney Fernandez. You were present during the previous hearing, no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and you were, and when we were asking Chairman Teves about the nature of the meeting that happened to place between him and Ms. Ong, Cassandra Ong, and I believe Secretary Roque was also present, as he also admitted. And correct me if I'm wrong, although I was actually, Mr. Chair, trying to secure the transcript of the previous meeting, because the question that we asked him is what's the nature and why Secretary Roque was present during that meeting. And he said that in no way was in that meemory, in no way was the word or Whirlwind Corporation was even mentioned. Is it correct? Is my memory serves me right?
Yes.
That there's no kumbaga parang sa discussion nila, Whirlwind Corporation was never mentioned.
Yes, sir. Based on my recollection po, hindi po yun po ang sinabi niya.
Yes, yun pong sinabi niya. So now, Secretary Roque is saying that he was there to, I don't know, sir, no, you were lawyering for Whirlwind, no, and not sa Lucky South.
Opo, kasi nga po dun sa mga kaso, na actual kaso na hinarapan ko sa hukuman, dun po lumalabas ko anong relasyon ng Whirlwind at ang Lucky South. Kaya nga po, ejectment case yan dahil sila nagpaupa sa Lucky South. At kaya naman po din sila tumutulong dahil bukod pa dun sa pagpapaupa, patakaran naman ng mga nagpapaupa na nagbibigay din ng serbisyo kasi nga po hindi nag-i-English yung mga yan. No? Kaya nga po meron silang separate representative sa PAGCOR dahil hindi sila
Secretary,
makarating.
sorry po to cut you off. Secretary, napakinggan ko na po yan, and then the same answer that you gave to the Senate committee, no?
Yes,
I was
Chair.
actually watching, and tama po. Ang di ko lang po maintindihan now, Mr. Chair, is that since you were there, as you based on your testimony and your narrative, you were there simply because Whirlwind Company is a realty company that is actually owned the plot where Lucky South 99 is located. Am I correct? No. But now, if we go back to the records, Secretary Tenco said that hindi po napag-usapan yung Whirlwind. So doon lang po ako nagkakaroon ng medyo confusion. Dahil po kung, of course, Mr. Secretary Roque, I admit mo man o hindi, you are a known personality. Alam naman po yan you are nationally known. So I'm sure kung may pupunta ho kayo doon sa isang pagmi-meeting, I'm sure yung kausap niyo po talaga ay magtatanong kung bakit ho kayo nandoon. And since Chairman Tenco never mentioned anything about Whirlwind Company, and that's where confusion comes in. Kasi you are being attributed as the one lawyering for South 99, and yet, you're saying that you are not. You're there simply because you are representing Whirlwind Company. So ganun lang po. Sa common na tao, ordinaryo na tao tulad namin, I'm not a lawyer. And the way I understand it is, bakit ganon? Bakit po Chairman Tenco is saying na hindi ho namin yun napag-usapan. In fact, he mentioned that kasi as a response to, I think, you've written an editorial, I think a piece, no? And in one of the major circulation. And sabi nga niya, according to him, that was your reasoning, no? And he read your piece, no? And as a response to that, sabi niya, there was never any moment in that meeting that Whirlwind Company was mentioned. So, ano po yung, gusto ko lang pong maliwanagan ako, Secretary Roque.
Mr. Chair, siguro po para mabigyan ng kalinwanagan yan, and Attorney Fernandez can in fact corroborate this, para ikaw maging representante ng isang kumpanya na may lisensya sa PAGCOR, dapat merong special power of attorney or board resolution authorizing you. So, ibig sabihin po niyan, pwede ka magkaroon ng representante na isang tao na hindi po stockholder at hindi po officer ng licensee mismo. Pwede po sila magtalaga ng kahit sino. At ang tinalaga po nila dyan ay si Cassie Ong, na hindi po siya officer, hindi po siya stockholder ng Lucky South. Pero, inauthorize naman po siya matapos ng pagpupulong ng July 26. Kasi nga, ang problema nila na dinulog kay Chair ay yung kanilang representante na napalitan. So, yun lang po yun. Para hindi po malabo.
Sige, salamat po. Nandito pa po yung Security and Exchange Commission. May Mr. Chair, do we have a representative here? Would you be so kind enough as to take a seat so that I can ask you clarificatory questions? Have you taken your oath, sir? Were you present during the previous meeting? Tama. Please, Sir, you were listening naman in the exchanges, no? Sabi po kanina ni Secretary Roque is that he was there as a lawyer for Whirlwind Company, no? And the Whirlwind Company, if I'm got it right, the explanation is that they own the land, and they're also providing auxiliary services for Pogo, in this case, Lucky South 99. What is the license actually? Matanong ko nga, ano pa yung license na nakuha po ng Whirlwind Company sa inyo?
Your Honor, ang kanilang pong primary purpose is to engage in realty development.
Okay.
The secondary purpose is to establish and operate a call center Second is to engage in wholesale trading of any kind of goods and merchandise, including but not limited to food, beverage, and related products. To engage in general construction. Yun lang po nakalagay sa ano namin.
Yung sinasabi po kanina ni Secretary Roque that Whirlwind Company also do services aside from leasing the space, providing auxiliary services, and I believe this is the yung mga services na yung sinabi po niya kanina, kasaklaw po ba ng ano nila, ng kanilang lisensya
Your Honor,
as a realty company?
Your Honor, ang dating ho sa amin, hindi dapat.
Hindi dapat. Oho. So, kaya nga po, can you expound on that? Because ang pagkakaintindi ko po, Mr. Chair, kaya nga po ako nagtatanong dahil sabi nga nila, if you use your common sense, that's the most virtuous of all. Most precious of all virtues. You use your common sense. My understanding is, if it's a realty company, it's supposed to be the license, supposed to be the business really is to primarily lease the land, piece of land. And if there are auxiliary services inclusive of that, for example, that license, and then you'll be hiring people, you need to get additional license for that, at least, or permits, right?
Or at least include it in your purpose po.
Yes. Now, can you expound to this committee? Kasi yung pong nagkakaroon ng problema tayo because Secretary Roque is claiming that he can be a lawyer to any organization or any company naman Wala namang problema doon. But now we are trying to really understand yung meeting na yon nangyari. And so he claims that he's there for the Whirlwind Company precisely because this company it does not only own the land, but they are also involved in providing services to their client, which is in this case the Lucky South 99, who represented at that time during the meeting by Ms. Cassandra Ong, wanting to get a permit for the IGL, the new guidelines, and the provision there is she needs to pay for the $500,000 arrears that, according to her, she's paying this to Andrew Kilnakunanan, right? So that's, make you get it? Yes, okay. So can you clarify to me, Mr. Chair, Sec, tama po ba na, limbawa po, si Secretary Roque sinasabi, nandoon, tapos yung mga auxiliary services, parti po ba at saklaw po ba ng lisensya ng Whirlwind Company yung mag-provide sila ng auxiliary services for the end user, in this case, Lucky Strike 99, considering that their license is only for a realty company?
Last two questions, Congressman Adjong.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Based po, Your Honor, do sa conversation kanina, yung palitan po ng mga information, I am of the opinion na...
Can you speak closer to the microphone and louder po?
I am in the opinion na hindi ho siya saklaw. Ultra vires po tawag sa amin niya. Hindi po siya authorized.
Ano po?
Ultra vires po yan.
Ultra vires. Okay, just to be fair, just to be fair po, Secretary Roque, you heard naman po ang response ng SEC. And being a lawyer, all of us here would admit that when it comes to legal issues, you're one of the best-minded there is.
Yes.
May question po. Sabi po ng SEC is, according to the license, they're not supposed to do and engage in extra or auxiliary services for your client, And I'm sure you already knew this, before you even accept, accept your contract or agreement with this company as their lawyer. So what can you say about that explanation of SEC na hindi dapat sila ang kumpanya mo na magbigay ng ganong klaseng serbisyo sa Lucky Strike 99?
Well, again po, there's a distinction between being illegal and being outside of mandate. Pero sa akin po, dalawang bagay. Nung nasa gobyerno po ako at katabi ko naman si Chairman Domingo nung panahon ng COVID na kinailangan ng explain sa taong bayan kung bakit pinabuksan ang mga BPOs kasama na ang mga POGOs ng panahon ng quarantine, nagbigay po ng briefing sa akin si Twinkle Valdez at nakilala ko rin po yung Association of POGO Service Providers. Sila po talaga yung mga nakikicommunicate sa publiko. Kasi nga po, hindi pwede mag-communicate sa publiko ang mga POGO. Karamihan po talaga ng POGO providers, sila talaga nagmamay-ari at least ng physical structure. So yan po ang pagkakaalam ko at yan din naman ang explanation sa akin ni Cassie kung anong relasyon nila. Pangalawa po, siguro naman from a business point of view, maiintindihan ninyo na kapag may nangyari sa umuupa sa iyong property, na wala na pong ibang purpose kung hindi para sa POGO, mawawalan ka ng kita. Kaya hindi nyo naman po matatanggal na yung mga nagmamay-ari na nagpapaupa ay concerned din po na magpatuloy talaga yung negosyo na nagbabagayad sa kanila ng upa. Now, ang ultra-virus naman po, hindi po yan illegal. At yung ginagawa naman ng mga lessees at service providers, whether or not it is expressly provided in their articles of incorporation, maintindihan po natin yan as a proper business decision dahil ang interest nila, mabayaran sila ng upa. Salamat po, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. Ang di ko lang maintindihan, okay, it's beyond the capacity or beyond what the SEC allowed them to engage into business, no? Yun ang pagkakaalam ko po sa ano. Would you agree with that, SEC, that it may not necessarily be illegal even if kasi ang nakita ko po is if you got the license, for example.
Delete the text. That will be your last question.
Last question?
Yes.
And then last question and manifestation na lang po, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
Just to be clarified, no? If you are to be granted a license and engage in a huge business, we're talking about offshore gaming corporation and companies. It involves foreign entities here, right? So you do not only provide space for your end user or your client, but you as well, if taken your explanation, you'll also be providing space for the workers, etc., services, ilaw, etc. So you'll be employing so many people, no? SEC and SEC. How would you consider, for example, this in the case of this particular topic? Illegal ba ito o dapat talaga tanggalin, or do you still continue on tolerating this kind of practices?
Okay. Your Honor,
kasi ang pagkakaalam ko sa mga simpleng lisensya yan, hindi ka dapat nag-go beyond what is permitted for you to engage in or engage with, no? Ano yung position nyo dyan, no? Kasi para sa akin, yeah, it may not necessarily be illegal, but if it's contravenous, that's beyond your power, it's beyond your capacity or beyond your authority to do so. It simply means that you cannot. No? Right?
Your Honor, sa amin ho, pagka ultra-virus po, it's a ground for revocation.
Yes.
We revoke the license.
The license. Na-revoke po yung license ng Whirlwind Company.
Ngayon pa lang ho namin nalaman itong information na ganyan po. So, we will pursue
Can you look into that? Ano?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, if I may be allowed, Mr. Chair, just one last lang po. One last question. One last question.
Sige, go ahead, please.
Okay. Thank you. Maraming salamat po. Ngayon, I was listening po sa mga questions po kanina ni Congressman Keith Flores. No? Kasi parang ang ini-imply really is, okay, so Secretary Roque was lawyering for Whirlwind Company, but the effect and the implication of this lawyering for that company is in effect, and by implication, ang magbe-benefit ang Lucky na South 99. Parang ganun eh. That's the effect, di ba? Gusto ko lang pong malaman, Secretary Roque, dahil alam ko po masyado kayong malaking saklaw ng inyong kaalaman sa batas. Ano po yung ibig sabihin? Can you define to me the practice of yung sinasabi nilang when you yung sinabi po ng Supreme Court defined as the practice of law. Can you enlighten me kung what does it mean by the Supreme Court saying that, define to us, ano po yung practice of law? Kasi narinig ko rin po sa inyo, I think yesterday or in one of your interviews, you've mentioned about the practice of law. And would you categorize, for example, not necessarily lawyering for Cassandra Ong, but using your own profession in law, not necessarily having agreement or contract with Lucky South 99, but your actions may otherwise benefit this company, a definition of a practice of law?
Well, una-una po, for you to have a practice of law, dapat may kliyente po. Now, dapat alam mo kung sinong kliyente. Now, it may be that acts that you do for a client may benefit another entity because they have a mutual interest. At ganyan po nangyari dito dahil syempre, yung Whirlwind gusto nila magpatuloy yung negosyo ng kanilang kliyente at ang Lucky South din gusto magpatuloy sa kanilang kliyente. Pero wala pong attorney-client relationship kung hindi po talaga nagkasundo yung abogado at ang kliyente.
So, yeah. Okay po. So, would you, in a layman's, gusto lang po yes or no po, with everything that you have done for Whirlwind Company, would you at least admit to this committee that, in a way, nag-benefit po yung Lucky South 99?
Nag-benefit pero wala po ko kahit anong transaction with anyone from Lucky South, whether be it stockholder or officer.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. That would be my last question.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Secretary Roque.
Now we will be
Chairman.
Proceeding with the next interpellator, Congressman Chairman Abante. Sir, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Attorney Roque, kapatid.
Yes, Bishop. Good afternoon. My Bishop. Kong Bishop.
You admit kanina when Congressman Pimentel was asking you na sinamahan nyo ang isang POGO executive kay PAGCOR Chairman Altenco. Am I right?
Hindi po, kasi ang pagkakakilala ko, hindi po POGO executive si Cassie Ong. Siya po ay taga Whirlwind. Siya po ay nagpapaupa at service provider nga po sa isang POGO licensee.
So hindi nyo pa alam at that time?
Alam ko po. Kasi matagal ko nang kakilala, 1 taon ko na rin kakilala po ang Whirlwind. Dahil kinoconvince ko nga po sila na mag-invest sa isang renewable energy project.
So hindi nyo sinamahan sino yun? Ano pangalan nun?
Cassie.
Cassandra Ong. Hindi nyo sinamahan because of POGO.
Well, ang problema po nila ay yung kanilang kliyente na umuupa ng kanilang premises nagkaroon ng problema. Mga Chino po yan, hindi naman nag-i-Ingles at ang problema nila dun sa representante nila sa PAGCOR mismo.
So, bakit nyo kinakailangang puntahan ng personal si Altenco tungkol dito?
Kasi kinakailangan po ng board approval. And the chairman, of course, is the chairman of the board of PAGCOR. Hindi po ito ma-approve sa level lamang ni Attorney Fernandez. Kinakailangan magkaroon po ng board resolution adopted by the PAGCOR board to authorize a rescheduling of payment.
So, naniniwala rin po kayo doon sa tinatawag nating political influence.
Well, yan po ay katotohanan, pero ang katotohanan din po, sinabi naman po ni Chairman Altenco, hindi po kami magkakilala, bagamat meron din po mga Roque sa Malolos where he was once a mayor.
Okay.
Mr. Chair.
Kapatid, you admitted na abogado kayo ng Whirlwind Company po ba yun?
Opo, Mr. Chair, at nagsumiti na po ako ng mga dokumento na may 3 kaso akong hinawakan, pero lahat po yan related doon sa property sa Porac.
Kayo po ba ay naka-retainer o meron kayong specific contract?
Specific contract lang po, case related po yan, dahil kapag retainer po, normally kasama po dyan yung pagiging corporate secretary. Hindi po ako nagtatanggap sa corporate secretary work na unang-una dahil medyo semi-retired na po ako. Hindi naman ako talaga tumatanggap ng maraming kaso. At yung sa kwento lang ni Cassie, talagang alam ko po marami nagsamantala sa kanila. From yung kaso nila sa ejectment, yung nagpaupa sa kanila, na napakamahal ang paupa, lahat po talaga parang napagsamantalahan sila pagdating na pati dito sa sarili nilang representante sa PAGCOR.
Sabi nyo, marami nagsamantala po sa kanila. Is that what you're saying?
Yes po, kaya nga po medyo naawa ako nung nalaman ko yung mga kwento nila, no? Dahil from the amount of valuation dun sa property na liblib, ako, binalyo po nila ng 20,000 per square meter, no? Tapos yung mga pangyayari po na umusbong kung bakit kinailangan pumasok sa kaso, nagsimula po talaga upa lang yan. Tapos pinilit silang bilhin. Nangako naman yung ama na, sige, bilhin nyo na, ako magbabayad sa first year ng installment basis. Hindi naman tinumupad ng ama. At syempre, wala silang capacity to pay, no? So, kaya nga po nagkaroon ng kasukasuhan.
But you know na they are involved in the POGO operation.
Alam ko po na yung property na naging kasukasuhan, pinapaupahan sa POGO.
Therefore, Tony Roque, the reason why siguro pinaupahan ng malaki yung property, sapagkat alam nung may-ari na itong si Cassandra involved sa POGO ito.
Well, hindi po. Alam niya na siya talaga yung umuupa sa kanya. Dahil lesser naman po si Cruz, siya po ay lessee, no? At ito namang Lucky South ay sub-lessee. So, totoo po, malaki talaga ang mga naging valuation kasi alam nila na papaupahan sa POGO. At kung walang POGO, wala pong valor talaga yung property na yon dahil liblib.
For the purpose of just fully recording this hearing today, ano po ba yung serbisyo ninyo na binabayaran po nila kung wala silang pending case sa anumang korte?
Meron po. 3 po ang kasong hinaharap ko ngayon. 4 pa pala, no? Meron pong Court of Appeals. Nagkaroon po ng issue sa Angeles Regional Trial Court. At yung ejectment case po ay binalik na sa Metropolitan Trial Case. At meron pa pong isang kasong kriminal na umusbong po dahil nga dun sa compromise agreement na napirmahan na hindi nasunod. So, 4 po yung kasong na nakabinbin sa hukuman.
Pero hindi po kayo kinokontrata para gamitin po kayong impluensya sa mga taong nasa gobyerno?
Hindi po. Puro kaso po yan. At alam naman po ng mga West sa San Fernando, sa Angeles, sa Porac, na ako mismo umaapir po dyan.
After all this, Attorney Roque, of course, you are in this hearing today because of the POGO problem, no? Kung hindi kayo na-involve sa POGO, wala kayo rito eh.
Well, ang problema po kasi talaga, involve yung Whirlwind, no? Dahil siya po talaga yung nagpapaupa dito sa Porac. Actually, meron po kayo hindi naimbitahan po, Mr. Chair. Yung landowner na nagsimula ng lahat ng problemang ito, hindi ko maintindihan po bakit hindi naimbitahan yung landowner na Cruz. Dahil ang pagkakaalam ko rin po talaga, siya rin talaga nag-orchestrate ang lahat para matuloy yung negosyo nila. Tapos in the end, lumalabas, nasa anak pala niya yung titulo, no?
Wait, Mr. Chairman, Harry, Benito Abante, medyo, sino po yung may-ari, si Cruz?
Yes, a certain Mr. Cruz at saka yung mga anak po niya na nagdidimandahan po sila.
If I am not mistaken, I was able to read that this parcel of land were at first was leased, di ba?
Lease
and then
po.
Eventually, it was sold.
Linis po nung Roberto Cruz. It turns out, wala palang titulo si Roberto Cruz dahil nasa anak niya yung titulo. Kaya po, nagkaroon ng compromise agreement, nag-ejectment case. Dan po nagbunga ejectment case kasi yung mga anak ang nag-file ng kaso for ejectment. At yung ama, ang version naman ng Whirlwind, hindi sinabi sa kanila, kumuha ng sariling abogado, at hindi sinabi sa kanila na nagkakasuhan na, at nalaman na lang nila na nagkaroon na ng desisyon ng Regional Trial Court na meron ng writ of execution. At doon po kami tinawag.
Mr. Chair,
Okay.
therefore, I would like to make a motion that we invite the next hearing
So we
the
will
owner
be,
of the property.
yes.
And I do not know why the chairman of PAGCOR right now, Altenco, is not here, no? So I also would like to make a motion to
May
invite
excuse,
him.
but we will. He promised naman in the next hearing he'll be here. But if you have question, and just see Attorney Fernandez.
I would like to first make a motion first to invite Mr. Cruz on
Yes,
the revelation of Attorney Roque.
There's a motion to invite the Cruz brothers ba yan? Or Cruz isa lang yan?
Cruz family po yan kasi nagdidimandahan po sila. Yung ama ay
Siblings.
Ruperto. Doon po sa pleadings na finurnish ko kayo, nandun po yung mga pangalan ng anak. Ang dimandahan po talaga dyan is yung mga anak versus yung tatay.
Oh, so we will just be asking siguro yung excuse me, sa relation ng mga criminal elements that meron po silang involvement, because precisely the reason why we conducted this hearing is for the criminal activities that transpired, no. But in accordance with what Attorney Roque mentioned a while ago, na sila nag-conceptualize kasama yung mga Ruperto Cruz, that we have to find out. Kaya medyo medyo nag-react ako doon sa sinabi niya, because I didn't know that na sila yung nagsimula mag-conceptualize nung buong proyekto, and in that case most likely they are also involved. So motion duly seconded. Any second the motion? Second the motion. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the said motion is now approved. So invite those personalities. Go ahead. Before you proceed, Chair would like to recognize, to acknowledge the presence of the 2nd District Congressman ng Aklan, si Ted Haresco. Sir, welcome.
Attorney Roque, kapatid, I'm
Yes,
calling
Mr.
you
Chair.
kapatid, no?
Yes,
Because I think you know why. Di ba?
Yes, my bishop. Yes po.
Okay. Ngayon, therefore, your involvement with Pogo is not only being a lawyer of the corporation. Medyo malalim ang involvement mo sa Pogo. Am I right?
Hindi po, kasi kasakusahan po yung aking involvement. Naubos po ang oras namin kasi pumasok kami, meron ng writ of execution. So talagang 2 weeks after that meeting po, talagang we had to pour in lots of hours dahil we had to stop the execution issued by the Regional Trial Court of Angeles City.
Hindi rin po kayo investor sa Pogo?
Hindi po.
Alright. Now, after all this, lahat ng mga bagay na ito, will you still allow yourself to be used by the Whirlwind Corporation after knowing this, after na iniimbestigahan po ng Senado ito, ng Kongreso ito? Will you still allow yourself to be the lawyer or be used by this corporation?
Mr. Chair, ang hinahawakan ko po mga kaso naman.
You can always say, because you're involved in Pogo, I'm withdrawing my being a lawyer to you.
Well,
Di ba? Do you have the right to do that? I'm not a lawyer, so I'd like to find out.
Sa mga papeles po, ang hinahawakan ko lang talaga yung issue po ng possession. So, wala pong kinalaman ang Pogo doon sa mga kasuhan namin. It's an ordinary ejectment case. I would like to think na we were relatively successful at kaya po natagalan din ako magdesisyon kung tatanggapin ang kaso kasi suntok sa buwan. Ang final po namin eventually sa Court of Appeals ay petition to annul judgment, no? Na hanggang ngayon po ay nakabinbin sa Court of Appeals.
I do realize that, pero because of those cases, tatagal yan at imbis na the government can do something about it, hindi talaga nila magagawa ang dapat nilang gawin because there are cases against them.
Well, Mr. Chair, sabihin na lang natin na nag-aantay kami ng desisyon sa Court of Appeals. Pagkatapos po dyan, we need to get fresh instructions. Ang problema ko, wala na po dito si Cassandra Ong ata. Hindi ko na rin makontak, no? So kapag hindi ko po na makontak na yan, we have no choice but to tell the court that we are withdrawing because of the fact that we have lost contact with them, no?
You do not know where she is now?
Well, hindi ko na po alam talaga kung nasaan siya, no? In fact, I have demanded that she come back in the few instances na nakakausap ko siya dahil sabi ko nga, I cannot be left to defend you on matters that I do not know. Ang hinawakan ko lang, kaso at saka yung sinamahan kita para sa rescheduling of payment. Wala na akong alam at lumalabas naman po talaga sa Senado na wala naman ako kinalaman sa kanila, no, until 2023, no, kung saan nagsimula rin yung mga kaso shortly after sinamahan ko sila sa PAGCOR po.
Tinanong nyo rin po yung mga partners kung nasaan na si Cassandra and they don't even know where she is.
Ang kakilala ko lang po talaga si Cassandra at yung time na nagko-convince ako sa kanila na mag-invest sa solar, meron pong Singaporean who is not a resident of the Philippines who comes and goes and talks to me at siya po talaga yung dahilan kaya hindi ko rin sila napa-invest kasi hindi siya believe dun sa binigay na PSA ng Meralco dun sa project sa Cebu.
I just want to know your feeling, no, Attorney Roque. and advocacy, no, being a professed Christian. So do you believe that gambling should be in the Philippines?
I have always been against gambling po.
You have always been against
I've
that.
always been against gambling. I was raised as a Christian. My mother was president of the Philippine Temperance Union. I do not gamble, not even cards. I have no vices, and I do not approve of Pogo. I have said that I hope Pogo will completely be banned, and I hope we adopt the legislation of the United States, which absolutely prohibits any form of gambling that will be transmitted from the U.S. to other jurisdictions.
So you
that is a law.
fully support the president in his declaration of banning Pogo in the Philippines.
I 100% support that, and I hope there will be no exception to it.
But when you were still working with the former president who has actually supported Pogo, what is your feeling about that?
Well, I had to say what was in the president's mind as a presidential spokesperson, which was very difficult. But as I said, I had to defend why Pogos were open during quarantine and churches were not, which was very difficult. And it's a thankless job.
Well, it means
sometimes I think, Mr. Chair, I should never have left this house.
It means that you are willing to set aside your being a Christian.
Hindi naman po. I am willing...
Yun ang aking paningin. Look, Tony Roque, I supported you when you were pro senator.
Well,
you were even in my church.
Well, yes po.
And almost all the Baptist churches in the Philippines, 6,000 of them supported you actually.
Yes, Your Honor.
Because I believe in your advocacy. Now, you are telling me that you are willing to set aside your being a Christian because you're the spokesman of the former president. Is that what I hear right now?
Hindi po. Hindi po nagbago ang aking mga paninindigan. In fact, yung issue dito sa House, nung nandito ako, yung mga miyembro po ng 17th Congress, alam nila yung mga issue gaya ng death penalty, lowering of age of criminality, bumoto po ako sang-ayon sa aking pananampalataya. So, meron pong distinction yung mga personal na paninindigan ko at yung aking katungkulan bilang isang spokesperson. Kaya nga po, bagamat ang aking presidente ay pabor sa death penalty, hindi po nagbagong personal na paninindigan ko na ako po'y tutol. Ganyan din po ang usapin ng casino at pogos. Kasi sa akin po, walang pagkakaiba ang pogo, walang pagkakaiba ang casino, pare-pareho po yan. Walang mabuting gagawa, lahat po yan ay labag, no, sa utos ng Panginoon. Pero, yung paninindigan ko pong personal, hindi po yan nagbabago. Pero kung trabaho, at ikaw ay spokesperson, hindi naman po pwede nang lalabas sa bibig mo ay sarili mong paninindigan at hindi panindigan ng presidente. Pero consistent po ako na talagang a matter of record when I was here in the House, I voted pursuant to my conviction as a Filipino and as a Christian.
Last question. Naniniwala po kayo sa kasabihan na walang personal nito, trabaho lamang ito.
Opo, naintindihan ko po dahil alam ko naman mahal niyo ako bilang iyong isang tupa, Bishop.
Oh, you're against all forms of gambling. Is that what I'm trying to say here?
Mr. Chair, yes. I have never engaged in gambling. I don't even play cards. Ganyan po ako pinalaki in a Baptist family, in a
Last question,
UCCP family po.
Congressman
Mr. Chair.
Abante.
So you don't play cards. Pero solitaire kayo, di ba?
Hindi ko po alam kung paano maglaro po ng solitaire. Yan po, ganun
ako marunong ako ng solitaire.
Mr. Chair, mas mabuti pa sa Bishop. Ako hindi ako marunong.
Mr. Chair,
thank you.
Isang question na lang, not for Tony Roque, but we have an officer here of the League of Municipalities, no?
Yes,
I would like
si
to
Paul.
ask, because I see my friend here, Mayor Batawel, no? I'd like to find out, Mayor Batawel, on your being the president yata of the League of Municipalities, no? The vice president, no? In Pangasinan, for example, do you know of any municipality that has a Pogo hub in it? And my second question is it legal or illegal? So what you find out?
Your Honor, we are guided by the existing rules and regulations, and we are aware that, and it has been confirmed by the State of the Nation address by the President, that POGOs are illegal, except for those who have been granted by the PAGCOR, no, which were given up to December of this year to wind up. And on that note, the list of POGO involved municipalities were given to us, and the list is with our Secretariat of LMP. Your Honor, sir.
Yeah, do you have in Pangasinan alone? Do you have municipalities that are quite involved in having a POGO hub or whatever it is?
Your Honor, I have to refer to the list which had been given to us because that is based on some facts and evidence. And personally, mine will just be a conjecture. But based on the list that had been submitted, maybe I can base my answer to your question, Your Honor.
Is there any? I would think that there are POGO hubs in Pangasinan. Am I right? So if there are, I would like to ask if there is a relationship with Alice Go dyan sa mga POGO hubs na yan.
Your Honor.
That would be the last
You
question,
mentioned-
Congressman Abante,
Yes.
please.
You mentioned the name of Mayor Alice Go of Bamban. Hindi ko po alam kasi like her, I'm also from the farm. But I'm aware of some reports involving Pangasinan, Your Honor.
Ay, ngayon ko lang nalaman yun, Office ng Barbers.
If I may,
go ahead.
I was following your questioning, Congressman Abante. Perhaps we can ask Mayor Batawil if he knows if there is a mayor who is romantically involved with Mayor Alice Go from Pangasinan.
That's a revelation to me, Congressman Barbers. I'd like to find out, is there?
Your Honor, hindi po ako yun. It had been said many times over that subject had been linked to a Pangasinan mayor. Pero hindi po ako yun. Your Honor.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So that will be the last...
Mr. Chair, even before...
Wait. That will be the last question. You want to interject
Yeah, Mr.
something?
Chair, I'm just asking, wala na ngayon? Or meron before? Or...
Ewan ko. Mamaya na kayo mag-usap.
Congresswoman Janet, why are you interested?